My beloved child, I see you there, sitting with a heart weighed down by burdens you have carried alone for far too long. But hear me now, there is something sacred I must tell you, you are not alone. I am holding your hand. Feel my presence in this very moment, like a warm embrace wrapping around and calming your soul. The world may have turned away, but I never have. Those you loved most may have overlooked your worth, but I have always seen you. You have never been hidden from my sight. Every tear that has fallen, every whispered prayer, every silent pain you tried to bury, I have counted them all. I have never turned away from your suffering. I have stood beside you in the darkness, even when you did not realize I was there. There are seasons when the nights seem endless, when the silence feels heavier than any word, when battles rise like mountains too high to climb. And yet I am still here, and I will never let go of your hand. For your small frame to bear, but I have never let go even when your grip weakened. I held on tighter when you thought you were falling. I was underneath you, catching you with hands that never fail. My love for you has no end. It does not fade when you're tired. It does not retreat when you make mistakes. I am not like those who leave when things get hard. I am your constant companion, your father, your shepherd, your anchor in the storm. You may wonder why the road has been so hard lately, why so many doors have stayed shut, why your efforts seem invisible. But my child, what you cannot see is that I have been protecting you. I have stood between you and the things that were never meant to touch your soul. I have closed certain paths not to punish you, but to preserve your purpose. The disappointments you felt were not signs of my absence, but evidence of my hand redirecting your steps. I am still writing your story, and this chapter, this painful, stretching, quiet chapter is not the end. Take a breath, my beloved. Feel the stillness in this moment. Let my voice echo in the places where loneliness has tried to grow. I'm right here. My spirit surrounds you like a warm cloak. The warmth you feel is not coincidence. It is my nearness. You don't need to carry your sorrow by yourself. You were never meant to let me lift what weighs you down. Let me speak to the places you don't talk about, the secret fears, the quiet regrets, the hidden guilt. I see it all, and I still love you. Nothing can separate you from my embrace. Not your past, not your failures, not even your doubt. You have asked me if I still have a plan for you. You have whispered, God, do you still see me? Yes, I see you. I always have, and not only do I see you, I am walking with you. I am guiding every step. The detours you hated, the delays you didn't understand, they were not a denial. They were part of the journey I ordained for you long before you were born. I placed treasures in those hard places. I placed healing in the desert. You're not lost, my child. You're being led. You are not abandoned. You are being refined. The people who walked away, the ones who hurt you, the places that broke you, none of them have the power to define what I have written over your life. My hand is still on your heart, and I will complete what I started in. You are my masterpiece, shaped not by perfection but by grace. You are not too broken for me to bless. You are not too late to bloom. You are exactly where I want to meet you, right here in your raw, honest place of waiting. I want you to lift your eyes again, not to your surroundings, not to your fears, but to me. I am the author of peace. I am the one who makes the crooked path straight. I am the one who makes rivers in the wilderness. I am doing something new in your life, something you haven't seen before. And you won't need to force it. You won't need to strive or compete or beg. It will come like the morning light, gentle, faithful, unstoppable. Let go of the idea that you must prove your worth. You are already worthy because I have called you mine. You don't need to pretend to be strong all the time. I did not design you to carry everything alone. That's why I gave you my hand. That's why I never walk away when others grow tired of your pain. I move closer to it when the world says that's too much. I say, give it to me, because I am your father and you are my child, and I will never leave you to walk through this world alone. You may not understand the timing. You may wonder why things haven't changed yet. But faith isn't about having all the answers. It's about trusting the one who holds the answers. I am not late. I am not uncertain. I am preparing something far greater than what you asked for, and when it arrives, you will understand why I made you wait, why I allowed the silence, why I taught you how to stand in the stillness. It was not punishment. It was preparation. I have not forgotten the promises I made to you. I have not dismissed your prayers. They are in my hands, right next to your name. I have etched your future into my plans. The dreams I gave you were not lies. The visions you saw in the quiet were not illusions. They were glimpses of what I am bringing to pass in my perfect timing and in my perfect way. So do not fear the unknown, do not let the night make you forget the sunrise. My hand is in yours always. When you rise, I rise with you. When you fall, I fall with you. I will never withdraw from you, even when you struggle to believe. My love does not retreat, my mercy does not expire, my presence does not depend on your perfection. I am here in the pain, in the process, in the waiting, in the wondering. I am the hand that steadies your heart. I am the voice that whispers peace in the chaos. I am your strength. When you feel weak, you are not alone. I am holding your hand, my child. I know how many days you've woken up feeling like you had no one. I know what it's like when the silence feels louder than every voice in your life. I have seen the moments when you smiled on the outside but wept on the inside, when no one noticed the weight you carried. I did. I was there when you said nothing because you didn't want to bother anyone. I heard the silent prayers you whispered when your heart broke quietly behind closed doors. You were never invisible to me. I have always seen you, even when you felt forgotten by friends, misunderstood by family, or unseen in the crowd. I stood beside you. I walked with you through the empty rooms and the sleepless nights. I sat beside you when no one called, when no one checked in, when your voice felt too small for the world to hear. You are never alone, not even for a moment. My presence is closer than your own breath. I hold your hand in the shadows and remind your heart that you are mine. You don't need to beg for my attention. You have it already. You have all of me. Always. There is nothing you could go through that I wouldn't step into with you. No fear, no sorrow, no trauma that I would avoid. You do not have to protect me from your brokenness. I enter into it willingly. I walk into your darkness, not to scold you but to lift you. I sit with you in your pain, not to rush you but to heal you. My child, my love is not a visitor that comes and goes. It is a shelter that covers you constantly. It is a hand that never lets go. You may feel alone because others walked away. They made promises they didn't keep. They said they loved you but their actions spoke otherwise. That is not who I am. I do not love like man loves. I do not leave when things get hard. I do not disappear when storms arrive. I walk into your storms with peace in my voice. I stay through every wave. When you feel too weak to stand, I strengthen your legs. When your knees buckle from the pressure, I lift you gently. You do not have to pretend with me. Come as you are, weak, tired, afraid, and I will still hold your hand. Do not believe the lie that you have to face life on your own. That is a burden you were never meant to carry. You were designed to walk with me. You were created for companionship with your Creator. I will walk with you through every change, every decision, every valley. And when you look around and see no one, remember to look within. I am right there. My spirit lives in you. My comfort surrounds you. My strength flows through you. My hand is already holding yours. There is a reason your soul aches for something more. When you feel abandoned, you were never meant to be self-sufficient. You were made to need me. That longing is not weakness. It's a signal that your heart remembers who it belongs to. The world may not understand it, but I do. Come to me with that ache. Let me fill it. Let me calm the storm inside your soul with a whisper of truth. You are mine and I am here. The enemy will try to convince you that you're forgotten. He will whisper lies that say you're not important, that you're replaceable, that you're unworthy of love. But I speak the opposite. I call you chosen. I call you precious. I call you beloved. My hand does not just guide you, it shields you. I block arrows you never see. I soften blows that would have crushed you. You don't even realize how many times I've stepped between you and destruction. I have preserved your life for a purpose. Even now I am working things together for your good. You may not feel it, you may not see it, but you will look back and see that I was holding your hand through it all, through the confusion, through the loss, through the betrayal, through the exhaustion. I was there, and I never left. You may ask, why do I feel so alone if you're here with me? My child, feelings are not always truth. Feelings are like waves, they rise and fall, but my presence is constant. Just as the sun still shines behind the darkest clouds, so too does my presence remain. Even in your darkest moments, you are not walking blindly. I am lighting every step, and even when you feel numb, I am still holding your hand, still whispering your name, still carrying your heart and mind. Let go of the need to understand everything. You do not need all the answers. When you have me, I am the answer. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Let that be enough for today. Let it comfort you to know that even when the world turns its back, I will never turn from you. I made you in love. I redeemed you in mercy, and I walk with you daily in grace. You are not a burden to me. You are my joy. You are not forgotten. You are engraved in the palm Of my hand I do not get tired, of your tears I collect them, I do not grow weary. Of your prayers I hold them close, every word you whisper in pain I hear, and every time you feel too tired to speak I still know what your heart needs, that is the kind of father I am, intimate, present, loving without limit. When others misunderstand your journey I understand it completely. When others walk away from your weakness I lean in, you never have to wonder if I will stay. I am not going anywhere, no matter how hard the road becomes, no matter how many times you stumble, my hand will still be there, steady, warm, open. And when your grip loosens, mine tightens. Let this truth settle deep inside your soul, you are not alone. I am holding your hand right now, through every decision, through every disappointment, through every unknown tomorrow. I am here, let that be enough. Let my nearness be your strength, let my voice drown out the loneliness, let my love wrap around your soul like a shield. You are not forgotten, you are not forsaken, you are not walking this path in the dark. You have me, you have always had me, and I will never let go, my beloved child. There have been moments when you felt forgotten, as though your prayers echoed into a quiet sky, but what you didn't see was that I was already moving before the words even left your lips. I was at work, I heard you when no one else did. I saw the nights you stared at the ceiling, wondering why the world kept moving while you stood still. You weren't invisible to me, you never have been. I walked with you in every silent hour. I caught the tears you hid behind forced smiles. You didn't have to speak, I felt every ache in your soul. There are battles no one around you ever saw, but I did. There were mornings you didn't want to rise, but you got up anyway, and that strength came from me. Every time you thought you were alone, I was beside you, whispering courage into your spirit. You've questioned if your life has meaning, if you're still part of my plan. Let me tell you now, you are nothing has changed. My love for you, not your failures, not your doubts, not the opinions of others. I am holding your hand, and I will not let you go. The road you've walked has not been easy. You faced rejection, betrayal, isolation, and still you stood, not because you were never broken, but because I was the one holding the pieces together. Even in your lowest moments, when you felt like giving up, my spirit was gently lifting you, reminding you that your story isn't over. There is still beauty ahead, there is still purpose flowing in your veins. I have not finished with you. I never started something in you that I don't plan to complete. Your journey matters to me. Others may overlook your pain, but I never will. They may see your outer smile and assume you're fine, but I look deeper. I see the child inside you that still longs for safety. I see the young dreamer inside you who fears they've run out of time. I see the soul that has been worn down by too many goodbyes, too many unanswered questions, too much silence, but you are still here, and that is proof of my hand on your life. You may not feel strong, but you are enduring, and I call that strength. You do not need to compare your life to anyone else's. Their highlight reels are not your reality, and that's okay. What I am doing in your life is sacred. It may be hidden, but it's holy. It may be slow, but it's secure. You may feel behind, but you are exactly where you need to be for what I've planned. There is no delay in my design. Every moment you've walked through, even the lonely ones, have shaped you, softened you, deepened your faith. You may not see the full picture now, but one day you will, and when you do, you'll realize I was holding your hand the whole way. Don't be ashamed of your tears. Don't hide the wounds you've gathered along the way. They are not signs of weakness, they are signs of survival. They are reminders that you have endured, that you have fought battles no one knew about. I see those scars and I honor them. In fact, I use them. I take the things that tried to break you and I build testimonies out of them. I use your pain to create power. I use your silence to amplify my voice. I use your loneliness to deepen our connection. You are not being punished. You are being refined. I have not distanced myself from you. I've drawn closer. You felt the stripping away of familiar comforts because I'm teaching you to lean fully on me. I've removed the crutches you once depended on so you could find your strength in my arms. And yes, it has hurt, I know that, but this pain is not empty. This season is not in vain. You are growing roots in this place, roots that will hold you steady when the winds come, roots that will feed your soul when others wither, roots that are reaching deep into my truth. Let me remind you again and again, you are not walking alone. Even when your hand feels empty, mine is still wrapped around it. Even when your voice is quiet, I am still listening. I know how tired you are, not just in body but in spirit. I see how long you've had to be strong, how long you've carried the weight without asking for help. So now I ask you, will you let me carry For you, will you stop trying to do it? All on your own, will you stop pretending? You don't need a hand to hold, there is no shame in needing comfort, that's why I gave you my presence, that's why I wrapped my spirit around you like a blanket for the cold nights. You don't have to wear armor all the time. Come to me as you are, exhausted, confused, even angry. I can handle it all, I can handle the questions you're afraid to ask. I can handle the emotions you've buried so deep you barely recognize them. Let them rise and let me meet you there. Let me remind you that you're safe with me, that you are seen, heard, and loved. You have not missed your moment, you have not been forgotten, you have not lost your way. I am the same God who parted the seas, who walked through fire, who raised the dead. And I am walking with you. My hand is not too short to reach where you are. My voice is not too quiet to speak into your life. My heart is not too distant to feel your pain. I am near, closer than the lie that tells you you're alone, louder than the fear that says you're not enough. So when the nights come again and the silence tries to steal your joy, remember this: you are not abandoned, you are not forgotten, you are not weak, you are my child. My grace covers you, my mercy follows you, my love surrounds you, and my hand, my steady, faithful, ever-reaching hand is still holding yours. My child, you have made it this far, not by accident, not by strength alone, but because my hand has been upon you the whole time. You have walked through fire and flood, through silence and sorrow, and still you are here. That is no small thing, that is victory, that is faith surviving in the wilderness, that is evidence of who holds you. Me, you've questioned your worth, you've doubted your voice, you've wondered if anything will ever change. But let me whisper this now softly, but surely your story is not over. This is not the end, it is the beginning of a deeper, richer, more powerful chapter, one written with the ink of endurance, of grace, of divine promise fulfilled in quiet strength. Do not mistake stillness for abandonment, do not confuse silence with absence. I have always been working, even when you couldn't feel it, even when it seemed like nothing moved underneath it. All I was building you not for survival, but for revival, not to barely get by, but to rise radiant, bold, anointed. You've been faithful with little, you've kept going when no one clapped, you've prayed when answers didn't come, and I have seen it all. The world may not know the cost of your journey, but I do, and I call it precious. There is a turning now, a divine shift where you only saw closed doors. You will now see openings where you once heard only silence. You will hear my voice loud and clear. My spirit is awakening you from the inside. The heaviness is lifting, the fog is breaking. A new light is rising over your life. You are not just surviving this season, you are stepping into your purpose. Yes, the nights were long, yes, the pain was real, but so is the promise, and that promise still stands. I will complete what I started in you. I will turn your ashes into beauty. I will pour joy into places sorrow once lived. You have not prayed in vain, you have not believed for nothing, you have not cried into empty skies. Every tear, every word, every groan of your spirit, I caught them, I cradled them. And now the harvest is coming. Prepare your heart, make room, the blessing is at the door. But child, do not keep this to yourself. This love you feel right now, this peace that surpasses understanding, share it, speak it, carry it like fire. There are souls out there just like you, searching, aching, trying to hold on. Be the voice that says you're not alone. Be the hand that reaches when others walk away. Be the light that shines because you remember what it felt like to live in the dark. And if these words have touched your heart, don't let them stop with you. Let this space be a sanctuary, not just for your soul, but for others who are hungry for truth, for hope, for healing. Like, comment, and share this message so more hearts can be reminded that they are not forgotten. Someone you know needs to hear this. Someone's life can shift because you chose to be the bridge. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel, not because of content, but because of calling, because this is more than a video. It's a ministry, it's a mission. It's a place where broken hearts are met by divine love, where silence is shattered by sacred words, where hope comes home. There will be more messages, more moments, more divine whispers, and I want you to be here for them. I want your spirit to be nourished again and again. So stay connected, stay open, stay listening, my child. The storm is passing, the winds are shifting, and I am lifting you higher, not just so you can rise, but so others can see what it looks like to be held by heaven. This is your season. This is your time, not because of what you've done, but because of who I am. I am faithful. I am here. I am your Father. I will not let you go. I never did, and I never will. You are loved. You are chosen. You are called. Now go and carry this love to the world.